Most people think strength in relationships comes from confidence and control, but what if the real secret is vulnerability? Opening up, showing your true emotions, and embracing honesty can create deeper connections than any grand gesture ever could. But why is it so hard to be vulnerable? And how can you use it to strengthen your relationships rather than push people away? In this video, we'll explore the power of vulnerability, why it matters, and how it can transform the way you connect with others. Let's dive in. Today we will talk about the power of vulnerability in building strong relationships. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to my channel. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, something that makes us exposed to pain, rejection, or judgment. But in reality, vulnerability is the foundation of deep, meaningful relationships. It's what allows us to truly connect with others, build trust, and create emotional intimacy. Yet, many people struggle with being vulnerable because of fear. Fear of getting hurt, fear of being misunderstood, or fear of not being enough. But here's the truth. Without vulnerability, relationships remain shallow and disconnected. So how can you embrace vulnerability in a way that strengthens your relationships instead of making you feel weak? Stay with us until the end, because we're going to uncover why vulnerability is essential, how to practice it in a healthy way, and how it can transform your relationships for the better. What is vulnerability in a relationship? Vulnerability means opening up, showing your true self, and allowing someone to see the parts of you that you usually keep hidden. It means expressing your emotions, fears, and desires without pretending to be someone you're not. Many people think of vulnerability as just sharing personal secrets, but it's much deeper than that. It's about allowing yourself to be seen, emotionally and authentically. When you're vulnerable, you're honest about your feelings. You admit when you're scared, when you're struggling, or when you need support. You share your dreams, your insecurities, and your past experiences, even the painful ones. And in return, you give your partner the space to do the same. This mutual openness creates a strong emotional bond that is difficult to break. But vulnerability isn't just about deep conversations. It's in the small moments too. Admitting when you're wrong, apologizing when you hurt someone, expressing affection without fear, and trusting your partner even when it's hard. Why do people struggle with vulnerability? If vulnerability is so powerful, why do so many people avoid it? The answer lies in fear. Many people have been hurt before. Maybe they opened up to someone who betrayed their trust, or they were criticized for expressing their emotions. Over time, these experiences teach us to build walls instead of bridges. Fear of rejection. No one wants to feel like they aren't enough. Many people avoid vulnerability because they worry that if they show their true selves, they won't be accepted. Past trauma, childhood experiences, past relationships, or even societal messages can teach people that being open leads to pain. If someone has been emotionally neglected or betrayed, they may find it hard to trust again. Desire to appear strong. Some people believe that showing emotions is a sign of weakness. They think they must always be in control, never needing help or support. The connection between vulnerability and trust. Trust and vulnerability go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. When you're vulnerable, you're saying, "I trust you with my feelings." And when someone responds with understanding and care, trust is strengthened. But trust isn't built overnight. It takes time and consistent effort. Here's how vulnerability plays a key role in building trust. Honesty. When you're open about your thoughts and emotions, your partner sees you as genuine. This builds credibility and reliability. Consistency. Small acts of vulnerability, like admitting when you're stressed or asking for support, help create a pattern of openness. Empathy. When you share your struggles, your partner has the opportunity to understand you better. This deepens emotional connection and encourages them to open up as well. Mutual understanding. When both partners practice vulnerability, they create a safe space where both feel seen, heard, and valued. Without vulnerability, trust remains surface level. A relationship may function, but it won't reach its full potential. How to practice healthy vulnerability in relationships. Embracing vulnerability doesn't mean spilling every secret immediately or sharing emotions recklessly. It's about taking gradual steps toward openness in a way that strengthens your relationship. Here's how you can do that. Start small. If being vulnerable feels difficult, start with small acts. Express how your day really went instead of just saying, "I'm fine." Share something personal, like a childhood memory or a fear you've been holding on to. Choose the right people. Vulnerability should be shared with those who respect and value it. If someone consistently dismisses your feelings or makes you feel bad for opening up, they may not be the right person to confide in. Be honest about your needs. If something is bothering you, express it. Instead of pretending everything is okay, say what you need, whether it's more communication, reassurance, or space. Listen and support in return. Vulnerability is a two-way street. If you want a partner to be open with you, show them that you're a safe person to talk to. Listen without judgment and validate their feelings. Accept that it's okay to be uncomfortable. Being vulnerable can feel scary, especially at first. But growth happens outside of comfort zones. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Don't expect immediate perfection. Vulnerability is a skill that takes time to develop. Be patient with yourself and your partner as you work toward a deeper connection. The benefits of vulnerability in relationships. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, amazing things happen in your relationships. Here are just a few of the benefits. Stronger emotional connection. When both partners open up, they feel more bonded and understood. Deeper intimacy. Vulnerability isn't just emotional. It enhances physical and romantic intimacy as well. When you feel safe with someone, closeness comes naturally. Better communication. Being open about your thoughts and feelings leads to healthier conversations and fewer misunderstandings. Greater relationship satisfaction. Studies show that couples who practice vulnerability report higher levels of happiness and connection. Increased self-acceptance. When you share your true self and receive love in return, it boosts self-confidence and emotional well-being. What happens when vulnerability is missing? On the flip side, a lack of vulnerability can create serious problems in relationships. When people refuse to open up, walls form between them. This can lead to emotional distance. Without vulnerability, partners may feel like strangers instead of a team. Resentment. If feelings aren't expressed, they can build up over time and lead to bitterness. Lack of trust. If one person hides their emotions or struggles, the other may feel like they're being shut out. Shallow connections. Without deep conversations and shared emotions, a relationship may feel more like a routine than a meaningful partnership. If you've ever felt disconnected from your partner, ask yourself, am I allowing myself to be vulnerable? Often, the answer to rebuilding intimacy starts with opening up. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.